Welcome back to the Cow Corner. This is the Cow's producer, Mukta.
We didn't speak for a day and it seems ages.
I know. Skipping even one day is feels like a long time. We're on this crazy World Cup march. And I'm here with Jatan. Jatan Mama, we're gonna discuss England versus Pakistan, which now, currently, as we're speaking, the New Zealand Sri Lanka match is going on. So already this match feels so far away, but it was a very consequential match. I definitely got to watch it since now these matches are happening in the morning for me, so that's nice. So yeah, we're here to talk about those, and then once Sri Lanka New Zealand is done, then hopefully we'll get Siddharth and maybe Prashant on here. He's currently in transit, so we'll see if
He's
Baba is
flying
he's
to
to London.
London.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see, he might be there during some interesting time for the England team. There might be some celebrations going on.
I suggested, why don't you just pop into a pub and
Yeah.
just get some thoughts from the local folks. Yeah.
Live from the ground. Yeah, we'll see if we can convince him to do that. But they must be feeling good, nah, England? You think they had the hopes to make it for the semis?
None of us picked them,
Yeah.
right? So the choices for me this group were obviously Pakistan and New Zealand. And the way the New Zealand game is going, looks like none of my choices might make it. But
Yeah.
I think England's so the two games, right, in which they played in Super 8s, right? The first against Sri Lanka and now with Pakistan. I think what they did well is like their spinners have really bowled well, I feel.
Yeah.
And they've bowled to the conditions. That is what I absolutely liked about them. They got three spinners. So
Right.
Liam Dawson is more like experienced, while Will Jacks is the guy who's really bowled across leagues,
Right.
and he's also I think he's part of Mumbai Indians or was part of Mumbai Indians, so he knows
Hmm.
the conditions. And
Right.
Adil Rashid obviously is Adil Rashid, the probably the highest wicket takers in T20. So as such, they had good the bowling for the conditions, right? With
Right.
Sam Curran doing Sam Curran things about like being able to restrict teams by not running away with making a lot of runs. Jofra
Hmm.
Archer is also kind of getting into form. So overall, the bowling of England, which we really felt initially was one of the weak points, is clicking.
Right.
And if your weak points are have start
Yeah.
clicking,
Now
then
you're gonna be dangerous.
yeah, because your batting's probably going to score your runs. But
Right.
if you're able to defend 140s, which they did against Sri Lanka, so that kind of makes them an interesting proposition. So of course, England is they beat Pakistan yesterday,
Yeah.
right? Pakistan in their 20 overs made 164 for nine. Uh, Sahibzada Farhan, right? The more I see him, the more I feel that he's here to stay. He's going to be very important for Pakistan for the next 10
Hmm.
years, at least in T20. I haven't seen him in a long format.
If I can offer some my very weak thoughts,
You're
very
also a fan,
basic.
of
I
course.
am just a fan. Yeah, I did feel that at the end of Pakistan's batting, there was um, there was a chance that they could have really pushed that score a bit more. But I guess as you were saying, that England's bowling is strengthening because they were able to take those wickets near the end, or
Right,
as you guys say,
exactly.
in the death.
The death, yeah. So yeah, not none of the guys like Shaheen Shah Afridi could hit out.
Right.
They kind of I think missed their not a finisher, but their number eight, the usual number eight, who actually won them the game against Netherlands, right? Fahim Ashraf. They
Oh.
missed him. He could have had some lusty blows in the end, but Shadab Khan had some hits. I think Fakhar Zaman played a pretty good inning. Shot
Hmm.
one
That was
bad
a
shot and he got
choice, or
out.
is he's hurt? They
Oh no,
chose
that would be a
a
choice
choice.
because I
Okay.
think they wanted to bring back Shaheen Shah Afridi, right? So
Okay.
either
Okay.
yeah, so either you have Salman Mirza or you keep Fahim Ashraf. So they made the choice. I'm not sure why, but
Mm.
um, like with Mohammad Nawaz coming at eight, Shaheen Shah Afridi coming at nine, they probably thought that they have batting covered, and they did, right? I mean,
Mm.
Mohammad Nawaz at eight is pretty decent, but my question has always been what's Mohammad Nawaz even doing in the team, but
Right.
I would anyway pick Fahim Ashraf instead of him. But
Mm.
anyway, so but they kind of they always seem to keep picking Mohammad Nawaz. So
Right.
maybe
They
they know
like him.
something
He
which
must
we
be a
don't,
nice guy. Yeah.
or he may have connections. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so right. So a middling score again, right? 164.
Mm.
It definitely felt below par. None
Yeah.
of their batsmen except Sahibzada really went on to make some runs. I was really hoping again Babar Azam to
Yeah.
make some runs. But again, he went to a shot which he's not accustomed to play, a cross-batted swipe at a not a very short ball, right?
Mm.
Lost his stumps. So something very similar happened against India also. He went for a shot which was not on at
He's
that
not
point.
playing him like himself.
Is not. And the two boundaries that he hit were very like Babar. So
Mm.
a really short ball he played through mid wicket, like dispatched it ruthlessly, and that was like what you expect of Babar. And one other cut shot between point and third man, right? So those
Mm.
were really good shots, and you expect of him. But then again, scoring 25 of 24 balls was also not good.
Yeah.
He's been criticized for going too slow, and again he was probably, and that's probably that pressure made him play that shot. But I
Right.
really
Right.
feel that he should probably keep that pressure aside and just play his national game. But anyway, so
Mm.
yeah, 164 felt middling, and but the thing was the chase was not very straightforward.
Yeah.
England lost two quick wickets. Actually, not two, more than two, right? They were what? 58 for 4, 35 for 3, right? So power
Mm.
play was definitely Pakistan won that power play.
Yeah.
Um, but one guy was just playing on a different pitch, right?
Yeah.
Harry
As
Brook,
Baba says, the wizard,
the
Harry
wizard.
Brook,
Harry, yeah,
not
yeah.
Harry Potter.
I am, and I'm sure our name of the episode will be something
Yeah. Let's see.
interesting. But yeah, he really played like a wizard. I mean,
Yeah.
one thing, the first thing that he did right was bring himself on at number 3. We've been talking about it all the time. What is he doing at number 5? He got
Yeah.
himself in the first over. He played the most balls, 51. He's the best batsman of the team by far. He
Yeah.
has to play the most balls. He did that. England won in a very tricky chase. So
He played his way into that role.
yeah, unless Salt and Butler would have had a 50-run partnership, then it would have
Mm.
been different. But I think maybe he thought that if there's an early wicket, he's going in.
Yeah.
Maybe that's and it was a very early wicket. The first ball,
Yeah.
Phil
As a
Salt got
duck.
caught me. Yeah, I mean a golden duck, right? So he got out first ball, and Harry Brooks playing the second ball of the innings.
Yeah.
But he started positive. He started as Harry Brook would, and it was a fabulous inning. I mean, one of the best I've seen from him. Um, Wickets kept falling on the other side, so he was mature enough to not let that impact him. He didn't play a rash shot either, as in he played his shots, right? Of course
Yeah.
something can go obviously wrong when you play risky shots, but I think he was mostly in control of most of his shots. He cleared the boundaries very, very convincingly. So a great inning. There was some trouble towards the end once he
Yeah.
got out, where they lost a couple of wickets. Jamie Overton
Yeah.
trying to
Suddenly,
hit the glory shot
I
for a
know.
six and getting stumped, and then yeah, and Will Jacks before that. But I guess Archer just came and calmed the nerves with a very nice shot and
Yeah.
just got 4 for it. So that's probably what
It
Jamie
did
should
get
have done.
interesting at the end because then suddenly you realized once Harry Brook was gone, like, oh, these other wickets have also been falling. It's not.
Yeah, I think Brook was number 6 to get out, right? And then
Yeah.
suddenly Will Jacks opening his, opening the stumps and trying to hit over covers. He couldn't connect and he got bowled. All
Yeah.
right. Then Jamie Overton coming out of out of the crease to hit a six or whatever,
Seriously.
getting stumped. So they definitely made it interesting, which was really not needed. But again,
No.
they won the match eventually, and
Mm.
yeah, a convincing win. Not I really thought that Pakistan was pretty much in the game at
Yeah.
least till the last 2 3 overs. At one point, Brook and Jacks hit a few sixes. I think
Yeah.
one was on the Shaheen Shah's last over.
Yeah.
I think it was 16th or 17th over. Till that time, had they gotten Brook, they were like totally in the game. So it was just that
Yeah.
one wicket. They kept getting the wickets, but the wrong ones.
The wrong
So
one. Yeah. Yeah. I that was the over where I thought, oh, okay, now it's done. Until then, they'd kept the pressure on.
yeah, they kept the pressure on.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to hit on fast-paced bowlers though, right?
Mm. I think they both Jacks and Brook are good at that. So
Yeah.
it kind of worked in their favor.
Right.
But and also I think the spinners were also not very effective, except for Umran Tariq.
Yeah.
Shadab Khan was not effective. Didn't seem threatening at all. Mohammad Nawaz to me never seems threatening,
Yeah.
but he got 2 wickets. One
Yeah.
actually both wickets were Jacks and Overton actually, so
Mm.
not really, right? Those
Right.
were more mistake by the batsman towards the end when the game was almost won.
Yeah.
Shaheen Shah got 4 wickets. That was great. I
Yeah.
mean, he got three in the power play,
I
and
have to shout out Baba, another four. He
another
loves
four
to
for
talk about that.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, yeah, and except for Shaheen Shah Afridi and Osman Tariq, nothing really else clicked
Mm.
for them as a bowling team. So their strength, the spinners, really couldn't do much.
Yeah. Then,
Tariq took a wicket right first ball,
yeah.
Tom Banton, and then he got Curran to hit. Again, that was probably more of a batsman mistake, the way Curran got out, than a bowler's, but at
Mm.
least he induced the mistake, if you may.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
but otherwise, pretty forgettable bowling performance, except for
Mm.
Afridi's.
Yeah. If they're
So
not
that
gonna
made
bowl well, then that's their strength, right?
with a six
So,
with 164.
yeah.
If you can't if, I mean if you don't bowl well, if three of your five bowlers don't bowl well, then
Yeah. It's
defending
tough.
164 is hard. So overall,
Okay.
England will be very happy with this win. It was not
Yeah.
easy for them, but they scraped through in the end, with the highlight being Harry Brooks' fabulous century.
Yeah. No, that was special. Definitely special. Great. Yeah. I mean, I think you've covered everything. England is looking like they're hitting their stride at the right time.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
keep thinking how you guys were saying that they've been playing in Sri Lanka for some time, so maybe they're
that
just,
must have helped. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. They won their all their three games there, I think, in the previous in their preparation. They beat Sri Lanka,
Mm,
right?
yeah,
But those innings those games you take with a pinch of salt, because people are testing out things, trying out
sure.
things. So that's what we also thought, that Australia might come back, right? But
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
some of it's eventually an international game, so it does matter. The results do
Yeah, they're
matter
still
to a large extent.
competitive. They're like
Yeah,
mega competitive people. They're
right.
playing, professional cricket. So,
Yeah. So especially
yeah.
with Butler not
Mm,
making runs, Banton also really not making many runs over this tournament. Phil Salt made a few runs initially, and all of them eventually will probably start hitting. So I
yeah.
think good prospects for England, right, going
Definitely.
forward.
And
Yeah.
we'll see what happens to Pakistan. Depends on how the New Zealand, Sri Lanka, and when they play England, how all that shakes out. So
Yeah.
we'll
So I
see.
think Pakistan will, let's see the table, right? Maybe to kind of understand uh, if today's result, right, if New Zealand so New Zealand and Sri Lanka is going on right now, and New Zealand's not in a good shape, good position. So if New Zealand suppose loses today, right,
Hmm.
um, they would actually want Sri Lanka to win Pakistan, right? If you look at it from Pakistan's perspective, they would want Sri Lanka to win, so they get to 2 points, and New Zealand doesn't, they stay at
Right.
one. And then they would want,
Pakistan would have to beat Sri Lanka.
yes, that they will anyway have to do,
Yeah, of
right?
course. Yeah.
Yes. So actually, yeah, this New Zealand Sri Lanka winning is great. It will be great news for
Right.
Pakistan,
Because then they can
because
kind of control their destiny a bit
yeah,
more
yeah,
by
yeah,
beating Sri Lanka.
yeah. But New Zealand has one more game against England, and
Mm,
if England tries to experiment a bit, and
right.
New Zealand
New
comes to
Zealand could
number
get that
three
win.
points, then net runner comes into the picture. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard for Pakistan, but
There's
obviously
a
not
path.
not
Yeah, there's always a
there's a path.
path.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I think I agree. We had a good match between the two of them, but England just dominating with Harry
yeah,
Brooks' help. So
yeah, yeah. He was the difference between the teams, I guess.
yeah,
And to a certain extent, England's bowling was
yeah, they locked
definitely a bit
in. They locked in.
restricting.
Okay, well, we'll stop here and hopefully be back soon with some combination of Siddharth and Prashant and maybe even Jatan. We'll see who's available to talk New Zealand, Sri Lanka. But until then, bye bye.
All right, bye bye.
All right, everyone, welcome back. It's a special edition of the Cow Corner, brother sister edition.
Yay! No
Yay!
fighting, no fighting, though. We promise no fighting.
Yeah, no fighting. It's me, Mukta, with my brother Siddharth.
What's up?
What's up? And we're gonna get started talking about New Zealand, Sri Lanka, which when I was recording earlier today with Jatan Mama, we thought it was going to go one way, and I bet we kind of cursed. The curse of Jatan Mama lived through our podcast.
Yeah.
Because it was really looking like Sri Lanka was gonna win, and but what happened, Siddharth?
Yeah, so I would say Sri Lanka, New Zealand started pretty well in the power play in their batting as well. They did lose, a couple of key wickets, Seifert and Finn Allen, but overall they had a good start when Ravindra and Phillips were batting.
Yeah.
Then came the collapse.
I know.
Rachin, Phillips, Mitchell, Chapman, all getting out very, in quick succession. And it seemed at the 11th, 12th over of New Zealand's innings, would they even make 120 was the question.
Yeah.
And, in the 16th over, in fact, their score was a measly 98 for 6. But then, captain leading from the, I guess not the front, but bringing in the cavalry,
There we
right?
go.
With, a
Putting
bright
up
new
one
face.
last stand.
Yeah, putting on one last stand, yeah. Putting up arguably more than just a stand.
Yeah.
In the last 4 overs, they were able to tag the Sri Lankan bowlers for 70 runs,
That's crazy.
and only 1 wicket. So
That's crazy.
even though Sri Lanka won pretty much the first 16 overs, that's why we love cricket. 70 runs in the last 4 overs, and Sri Lanka was under pressure going into
No, you're forget
their batting
pressure.
innings.
You're totally depressed.
And you could see that from the first delivery of the innings, where Matt Henry dislodged the informed Nissanka on a really bad shot. As an opener, right? I can tell you first, on a bit of a tricky wicket, and the ball is moving around a little bit. You got Matt Henry, one of the best new ball bowlers, always hitting that around about that good length. Known for that, right? Swinging the ball, angling the ball in, nipping the ball in. And you don't play on the front foot. You try to give away your stumps and cut it through point. Like on a ball that's just dead straight. Straight as in the line, not as in because it nipped in, but it was straight on the stumps. He was trying to play. It was just a terrible shot, for an opener, especially if you're in form. You gotta back yourself a little bit to just defend the first ball. You're only chasing 168, right? You're not chasing 200. First ball doesn't have to go for a boundary, and that was just the start of one of the least, probably the lowest scoring power play of this tournament. I think easily.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't
20
believe it.
for 2 after the first 6 overs. Somehow it got worse though, because I know after 12 overs they were 59 for 5.
Oh my
right?
god.
And then of course they finished off with 107 for 8 after just an absolutely dismal batting performance.
Just very, very sad.
And it was
very sad thing.
Yeah, they just had. The commentary was very interesting because on one hand they were criticizing Sri Lanka's lack of intent, as in their intent to score runs, right? But I think intent is used in kind of the wrong way sometimes, because it wasn't that their intent was off. It was that they didn't have a plan when they were going out there to bat to combat the tricky conditions that, Rachin Ravindra and Mitchell Santner threw at them. They had no answer to the spinners in the power play and the spinners in the middle overs. They had no answer.
So, Siddharth, I have a question. When you say tricky conditions, like what made these conditions tricky?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a good amount of spin on the pitch. Bigger boundaries, of course, in Sri Lanka. And I think the speed at which Ravindra and Santner were bowling, right, was very, very slow.
Oh.
And when spinners are bowling very slow through the air, the ball, in addition to having more turn, right, because the ball gets to grip in the surface more, it becomes hard as a batsman to just power the ball and just hit through the line, because you gotta watch the ball a little bit extra.
Think a lot more.
Yeah, and there just wasn't a strategy to combat that from.
Right, because it's pretty obvious immediately, like what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, New Zealand saw the way Sri Lanka's spinners, performed well. I mean, again, Tikshana was probably one of the bright spots of Sri Lanka's tournament. One of the few bright spots of Sri Lanka's tournament. Again, they sorely missed Hasaranga in this match.
Mm.
Dushan Himanta, his replacement, only 2 overs for 22 runs with 3 dots again. Again, he was unable to put pressure by bowling difficult deliveries to score on, and he was unable to bowl those deliveries, those wicket-taking deliveries as well. So he was complete dud. They really missed Hasaranga in this match. He would have made a big difference. Again, Wella Lage took a wicket, but of Daryl Mitchell, but only 1 wicket wasn't enough to pick up the slack. So
I mean,
Sri
but you
Lanka's,
can't really
yeah.
blame. I mean, I was talking to Jatan before we recorded, and he always says hindsight is 2020.
Mhm.
I think we should just say what the hindsight of 2020 is here. So like, who would you blame? Like, is the blame kind of on the Sri Lankan bowlers for letting off the gas at the end of the New Zealand batting?
Yeah, so it's a good question. I think a lot of the blame has to go squarely on the captain, Daswin Shanaka. I mean,
Oh.
did you guys see? I mean, that catch that he dropped of Rachin
Oh
Ravindra's
my god.
was, I was just like, as soon as that happened, it didn't matter what had happened coming into the match. And then Sri Lanka even got on top directly after that drop catch by
Yeah.
getting all those wickets, right? Ravindra didn't hurt them, actually. Even though they dropped the catch, I think he only scored maybe 6 to 10 more runs after that. So it didn't really
Yeah.
hurt them. But just the mentality of the captain not taking the key wicket, catch,
Yeah.
right? When everybody is relying on him. Again, pretty ineffectual in this match as well. We talked about this. He's a garbage time merchant.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Unfortunately, Shanaka, in the big lights, in the big moment, he hasn't performed for them.
Yeah, and you need your captain to lead you when you're with the mental side of the game and in a must-win scenario. I mean, how
I think
do you
another
collapse?
questionable decision might have been bowling Chamira out because in the last 4 overs where they scored those 70 runs, Chamira conceded 18 runs in the first, in the 17th over, and 12 runs. So he conceded 30 out of the 70 runs in 2 of the overs. So this, I think, bad planning with the bat by Sri Lanka, which I think goes on the individual batsman. That fault
Right.
goes on each individual batsman. And the way Kusal Mendes and Rathnayake got out in the same exact way that Kusal Mendes got out. Watching him not 5 minutes before
Yeah.
how he got out, right? Coming down the track way too early. Just it's the easiest wicket for a spinner. They see you coming down, they just float it out way wide outside the off stump. You're done.
You're
You're
done.
done.
Yeah.
There's no plan at all by any of the top
Yeah.
order from Sri Lanka. That's on them.
That's
But I think
on the batsmen
the
themselves.
captaincy, that's on the batsmen themselves. But the captaincy decisions, like the bowling decisions,
Yeah.
the dropped catch, right? Dropped catches, that's got to fall on Shanaka. And
Yeah, and you know what? Like going into your batting innings after that kind of depressing innings where you're bowling and fielding, of course, all the batsmen should be more mentally strong, right? They should do their own thing and handle their own stuff. But like, still, I can kind of track even that to bad captaincy if you're not creating a
able
culture.
to motivate your guys.
Yeah.
And it's also crazy because you look at their coaching staff, like they got Lasith Malinga,
Yeah, I'm
Sanath
seeing Malinga.
Jayasuriya.
I'm like feeling bad for them, man.
It's
I'm
like
like,
these are champion
have
level
some respect
players.
for your ancestors, as they say.
predecessors, perhaps.
Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
One more forfer in this World Cup. Rachin Ravindra with career best figures in this match.
Nice.
4 for 27, picking up all the key wickets, and then Rathnayake and Mendes, they're 2 informed batsmen. So great performance by him.
Nice. Anything else about New Zealand?
I think New Zealand, right? Both these actually. Just looking at the rest of the group, looking ahead to the rest of the group, we now have England with 4 points, New Zealand with 3, Pakistan with 1, and Sri Lanka with zilch, right? So the equation is actually quite simple, and it's pretty straightforward because the New Zealand-England game is happening first, right? So
Pakistan knows what they're walking into.
as soon as the New Zealand-England game is done, Pakistan knows exactly what they need to do,
Right.
depending on whether they win the toss or lose the toss.
Net run rate.
they'll know exactly the formula net run rate wise. So there'll be a lot of, if England is able to beat New Zealand, there'll be a
Right.
lot of drama there. If New Zealand wins, then they're through,
It's over.
and England is
Yeah.
also through because Pakistan can't get more than 3 points, and England already has 4.
I always wonder in these scenarios, like, I guess Pakistan is not really that much of a threat to England, but I always wonder, like, if teams think about, oh well, let's get New Zealand in there.
No, I think that would be a big mistake. I think
But-
it would
that
be
would
a big
crazy.
mistake.
That would
Yeah.
never happen. Yeah.
Because like I heard there were talks about perhaps experimenting, and this is not the time to experiment.
No,
This is
we
the
need
match
to lock
before
in.
potentially
Yeah.
2 elimination games.
We're ramping
If
up.
I were Baz and England's think tank, I'm playing the 11 guys that I'm expecting to play in the next match.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I don't think that's going to be a game that England is going to
No,
take
they want to
easy.
go into the
Yeah.
knockouts warmed up and feeling good.
Yeah. Especially if they got to play that West Indies team that got
I
them
know,
already
oh
this
my
tournament.
God.
They'll be hungry for beating them. That's actually a perfect segue for the 2 matches that are actually upcoming now, which is
Yeah.
South Africa West Indies. Depending on when you
Ooh.
listen to the show, that match would probably be done. It's extremely consequential. If West Indies is able to beat South Africa, hosts India will be really, really have their back against the wall in terms of net run rate.
Yeah. Oh, they'll have to have
and
like a big win.
They'll need 2
even.
big wins against West Indies and Zimbabwe to,
Ooh.
get through. So, it'll be interesting. If South Africa wins, then India is in good shape as long as we beat Zimbabwe.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. I think
We'll see what happens.
Group 1 is definitely a little bit more open than Group 2. Group
Yeah.
2 is pretty straightforward
Yeah.
at this point. I mean, more
Yeah.
matches have happened too, so it makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's lots of drama. I mean, if both host nations, end up not making
Crashing
that
out,
that would
yeah.
be crazy. After all of this talk of the conditions, and like, oh, this is the subcontinent conditions. I'm like, if all of these,
No, there will be one host left.
who's that?
West Indies. Is the way they've been playing in India, they've been
Oh, right.
basically playing at home.
As if they're at home.
Yeah, they've been performing as
true,
if they're
true.
playing at home. So,
Totally. Yeah, we'll see.
and of course, we know all the ancestral links back to India with many of the players. Shiv Narayan Chandrapal, like they have a very rich
Right.
Indian
Yeah,
heritage.
I mean,
as well.
I also this is not like a new idea, but because all these guys play in IPL now, like, what is the big deal with subcontinent conditions? They all know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I think it's just like it's different when you play there like once a year for 2 months,
Right.
where maybe you're not even playing every game because like for international, like in the IPL, there's a rule, right? You can only play, I believe,
Right.
4 international players in your team in any given match, right? So
Okay.
that caps the number of international players that play.
Right, who are
'cause-
getting that exposure.
Yeah, and then like as an Indian, you've grown up your entire life playing on that track,
course.
right? So
Right,
that's
right,
going to give you a bit of an advantage as well. So,
Yeah, let's see.
but
let's
it
hope
does
so.
definitely even the playing field a bit.
Right, a little bit. You
Uh-huh.
would think so.
hmm
All right. Anything else from your end?
No, I mean, I'm really excited for these next 2 matches. I think West
Yeah.
Indies, South Africa. It's going to happen in Ahmedabad, so maybe West Indies will kind of come back to earth from their Wankhede high.
Yeah.
And then India Zimbabwe is going to be in Chennai, so we'll see. I mean, I think India is going to be picking a couple extra spinners in this one, so if they
Yeah.
can get some inroads into Zimbabwe's top order, then
Yeah, I mean,
That
I
could be
think we
good.
have to think India is like coming in. They have had a wake up call, so it's time. It's time to execute. But the South Africa West Indies game, I'm curious what mentality West Indies is going in with. They're feeling pretty good.
they've
You
got to
know?
be feeling so
Yeah,
good
they've
about
got to be
themselves.
feeling good.
Especially, I think there aren't like South Africa isn't going to throw many mystery spin or any. Their
Right.
bowling attack, although very effective and lethal, I think their bowling attack will make inroads into West Indies top order because
Okay.
Shea Hope, Brandon King, they've been in bad form like for this entire tournament, and with South Africa's quality like at the top, at the top with Rabada and Ngidi and Janssen, and they're bound to make some inroads. It's going to be Keshav Maharaj, right? Let's see how effective he is. Will they play George Lind? Probably not. So then how will the Pacers fare against that just absolute behemoth of a middle order with Hetmeyer and Powell and Sherfane Rutherford and Jason Holder and Romario Shepard? I mean, these guys are just absolute just tanks. Yeah, tanks. There's just no other way of describing it. It's like,
oh man,
if I were a bowler running in and seeing like Romario Shepard across from me, or like Jason Holder at 6'6",
oh my god,
and like I had to bowl a ball, and he like, I could see, like, as a bowler, you could see when they're about to hit the ball
just
really hard.
Smack it.
I would just like duck for cover,
yeah.
man. It's
I
just
think
like not worth
I'd
it.
let out a little squeak.
Yeah, make a
like...
business decision in the moment.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Nah, I'm definitely not going to be up at 3 a.m. or whatever watching.
Yeah, it'll be 4 a.m. for you, since you're in New York. 3 a.m. for me
right.
since I'm in Chicago.
Oh my
so,
God. I'll wake up to the news.
Yeah, it's kind of gonna make me anxious though. It'll give me some anxious sleep. So maybe I'll wake up a little bit towards the end of the match.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Awesome. Well, this has been a brother and sister dynamic episode. And yeah, we're gonna try to stick with it. Thank you to all of the listeners. I hope you guys have been enjoying. We're thinking of starting a Discord channel. We have a WhatsApp group, and there's always the handy comment section wherever you listen to the pod. So love to see that we've got some listeners, some subscribers, and yeah, keep it coming. Anything else with that?
No, I mean,
all right.
We're in the business end now.
Business end. Yeah, the business end of the tournament. All right, well, we'll see what happens. And until next time, this is the Cow Corner.
Peace out. Peace out.
Bye. This episode was produced by Mukta Phatak. Music by Joe Reynolds.